Nice.
Yeah, he's getting it tight. Yeah, I wanted to get on here with you guys and talk about the movie in full detail. So if you haven't seen Spider-Man Brand New Day somehow, please go watch it before watching this review because we are going to be getting in the deepest of deeps with this movie. And I also wanted to kind of get a little bit of somewhat of where y'all would place the movie, y'all's rating on it. But I also want to dive into what each and every one of your relationships with Spider-Man is, like where it started, whether it started with this movie or whether it started, you know, in the old cartoons or whatever it may be. So I'm gonna go around the horn here and start with you, Ken. Where or when did you discover Spider-Man?
We about to date
As a
ourselves.
kid, yeah, but my family owned a video store, downtown video, and right next door to that, my cousin Tim owned a baseball card and comic book shop, Tim's Cards and Comics. So I was always going between the video store and the comic store, and always flipping through Spider-Man. And then I really, really started to love the Spider-Man universe when I played Spider-Man versus Venom versus Carnage for the first time for the Super Nintendo. I had the red cartridge of it, and that's when I really started to fall in love with like the Spider-Man universe, because I thought Spider, Venom, Carnage, they were all so rad for the video game. So I think that's where I really fell in love with the actual Spider-Man universe.
What was the first movie you watched?
Tobey Maguire's.
I figured you were probably there day one when it came out.
Yep.
What about you, Dad?
Oh Lord, 1992. My mom managed a video store, and they had the Spider-Man cartoons on cassette, and I could take whatever home I wanted to, so I would do that and watched all of them. And just like Ken said, the old Spider-Man versus Venom versus Carnage.
Yeah.
Carnage was a beast back then.
Monster.
Yeah, they did them wrong in that Venom movie.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched the Spider-Man cartoons growing up. I read the comic books. Kind of like Ken said, there was a comic book store right next to Mom's video store. It's called Excalibur Comics. And used to
What a
go in
name.
there. And I couldn't afford to buy them, so I'd go in the comic book shop and grab one, walk around the store reading it, and then put it back and leave.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's awesome.
All right, what about you, Marcus?
Yeah, so I've been a Spider-Man fan since a little kid, but it goes through phases of hypeness. But I was introduced to Spider-Man as a kid with comic books, but then also Spider-Man and Friends, where it was Firestorm and Iceman. That's one of those peak levels of Spider-Man with Spider-Man Friends, the cartoon. I used to have Spider-Man. I had the first appearance of the black costume in Secret Wars. So I was a huge comic book fan of Spider-Man. And then another peak was when Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man came out. So that whole series brought me back to hypeness of Spider-Man. And then they introduced the new Spider-Man cartoon. And then, of course, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I remember because it was around post 2000, and it was just thinking, please don't let the world end until this Spider-Man movie comes out, because I want to see it so bad. Because I remember when the Twin Towers trailer first came out. Remember the original trailer where he caught the helicopters in between the Twin Towers?
Oh yeah.
I remember that teaser and just going, this movie is about to be the shiznit. And I just remember thinking, please don't let the world end until this movie comes out.
Right.
Anyways, that's my Spider-Man journey. Been rocking with him since a little kid. Underoos and all.
What about you, Mike?
I think I had a pair of Spider-Man underwear.
Let's go. Underoos in the building.
What do you mean did?
By the way, I had a pair of Superman underwear with the S there. They got stolen from the laundromat. Who
Oh.
steals someone's Superman underwear out of the laundry machine?
Who steals someone else's drawers? Period.
I will say I have to do my laundry at a laundromat, and you know how many times I come home with like random little kids' socks like all in my clothes. I came home with a blanket and didn't know.
That is the best thing about moving out of New York City is having your own washing machine. But yeah, other than that, I love the Tobey Maguire movies. I've never really seen a Marvel movie. I know.
Boo.
I saw the last one because it had Tobey Maguire in it, and then I saw this one just so I could hang out with you guys.
Yes.
That and I bugged him
That's
about it for
about
like
it.
2 weeks. I'm like, dude, go see it, go see it, go see it, go see it. So mine started, I believe, was Toby's first movie. Might have seen a cartoon or something when I was really, really little, but I know I seen his first film first. But the one that I have the most attachment with is Spider-Man 2. And I don't remember where we were living, but I remember I had this really, really small bedroom, and then we had this little tube TV, and it was like on this shelf and like really high up, and my bed's way down here. And we probably played that VCR tape of Spider-Man 2 probably until the dang spool was just burned up. Yeah, I fell in love with it. I mean, I can almost quote the movie. I could quote the trailers that played before the movie. That's even how I found out about Hitch. Um, yeah, and that started my Spider-Man love. And then just growing up, watching Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3. And then I was old enough at the time that I remember them starting like pre-production on Spider-Man 4, and Tobey Maguire had just done interviews for, because they announced it and they did interviews on like the Today Show and stuff, and I remember watching those, and then it wasn't even a month or two later that they had came out and said that it was canceled, and then it wasn't even a year later they had recasted Andrew Garfield, and I was in like the what, fourth grade maybe.
Fourth or fifth grade.
And I was just bummed out. I was freaking out. I did not want to see that TASM movie. I was destroyed. Turned out pretty good, but
the only thing about Spider-Man 4, Hayden, that I was looking forward to was John Malkovich playing the Vulture.
yes,
Yeah.
Why did they cancel it?
Sony, and just there was a little bit of a rights dispute, and then they got over that, and then it was Sam Raimi didn't want what happened to 3 to happen to 4, and arguably I actually agreed with Sony and not Sam Raimi with part 3, because Sam Raimi wanted to focus on the Sandman storyline and did not want Venom. He didn't know Venom or understand Venom, and Sony did, and that kind of tainted that movie, and then their relationship just got rough after that. Okay, so what is y'all's relationship with the Tom Holland movies, and what did you want to see for Brand New Day? Like, going into it, what was your expectations and what did you want? I'll start with Ken.
Okay, like I'm indifferent on these movies. Because to me, like, there are certain Marvel movies that I just have zero interest in, like, at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, when I have to go watch Ant-Man Part 6 to understand Spider-Man 4, I'm like, this is kind of getting a little freaking ridiculous. So, I mean, I really try to stay with just the main timelines. And if something else catches my eye, I'll go check it out. But obviously, with me being such a big horror fan, I don't get to see a lot of movies like this that I don't have to take notes and just sit and enjoy. So, like, literally the only thing that I was hoping for going into this movie was entertainment. Like, just please entertain me. And I love that we get, one thing I can say about the movies like this is the CGI is just so damn good. Like, and the visual effects and the things they do, like, give me a Curry Barker movie with a $400 billion budget and let me
Oh
see
my god.
what we could get. But and again, like you know, you hear superhero fatigue and all that stuff, and it's not even that. It's just that you know, my job is to watch horror movies and review horror movies, and when I have to watch, you know, 11 to 12 horror movies a week, it's really really hard to stay consistent with a Marvel franchise,
Especially with TV shows now, like it's hard.
Yeah, so like I said, for me, I wanted an entertaining show, and I was very entertained. So I got exactly what I was looking for out of this movie.
Okay, what about you, Dad?
I was hoping I just didn't screw it up. I wanted a Spider-Man grounded in reality. You know, I didn't want 100 different superheroes in it. You know, I just wanted it to be gritty. I wanted it to be darker, kind of grimier. You know, I wanted Tom Holland to get to grow up a little bit instead of being a toddler.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted more action. I wanted more swinging. I wanted more. I don't know. I just wanted more of a story than the rest of them instead of being so scattered and worried about what's going on with the Avengers or what's going on with this and that. I just wanted a Spider-Man story.
Right. What about you, Mark?
It's so awesome that we actually got on your point, James. It's awesome that we got a mystery movie again.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I would say that one of my least favorite things about all the Spider-Man movies is once everybody finds out his identity, that takes something out of it. So to see him, you know, us having that mystery of, you know, the whole town of who is Spider-Man, and that to me, it ups the stakes a little bit. So I really like when we get moments. I agree with you 100%.
I like seeing him walk around town and nobody knew who he was.
Right.
And he
like
really walked around town.
Ed and MJ. You know, I like that they didn't know him.
You know.
What about you, Marcus? What was you expecting?
So to go to your first question in regards to Tom Holland's Spider-Man's, my Captain America Winter Soldier is probably my favorite Marvel movie, and the Civil War is really close to it. And one of the highlights in that was the way they introduced Man and Black Panther. I really enjoyed the fact that Marvel took a shot at saying, we're not going to do an origin story with Spider-Man. You're just going to know that he's got these powers and you're going to see him as a kid. I thought that was a dope risk, and it paid off because Homecoming was a fantastic Spider-Man film. Far From Home was good. Wasn't as good as Brand New Day. And then, of course, No Way Home was, you know, the creme de la creme of the three at the moment. So I like the Tom Holland films. I think they're the best Sony has done with Spider-Man, putting it in the hands of Marvel. In regards to what was I expecting, it mirrors what everyone else said here. I love the fact that they ended with Spider-Man. No one knows who Peter Parker is. We just know Spider-Man. And we also lose the relationship with Iron Man and all the things that Iron Man gave Spider-Man, because there wasn't a single Spider-Man film where Iron Man wasn't heavily involved in what he did, even if it was just his technology. Not only so, I wanted to see a grounded Spider-Man, I wanted to see a neighborhood Spider-Man, and I want to see Tom Holland be able to get off, if you will, acting wise, because the guy is a great actor, and I want Marvel to put him in a situation where you could see his acting. And I'm so glad I got to see Odyssey and then followed it with this, because I got two movies where Tom Holland really got to show off his chops. I got what I wanted and more, but I guess we'll go into that. So I'll
yeah. What about you, Mike?
I don't know. Probably something, since I've never really seen a Marvel movie, probably something that I could like jump into and follow. I was a bit confused with some things. a lot of things, but because I feel like the last one jumping into it, it all made sense, maybe because it ties into, even though I'd never seen the Andrew Garfield ones, you still, know everything you need to know going into it.
Right.
This, I feel like you maybe needed to know a bit more of the lore and a bit. I knew the important thing that they don't know who he is anymore, but that's about it.
That's interesting. I can't wait to hear what you say later about this, but for me going into it, basically repeating what most of you have said, that wanted to be more grounded, wanted to see Spider-Man in New York. We haven't had that in Tom Holland's movies. Like, of course, he's been in New York, except for one of them, he wasn't at all. Also, I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Holland's movies. They're actually in the lower of my ranking. I've grown on Homecoming a lot, and when it first came out, I loved it, and then I soured on it pretty heavily, and then I've gone back around on it. Far From Home, I've went way more down on it than when I first seen it. I loved it, and then this last time that I watched it, it's gone down a lot for me.
It's definitely one of the weakest.
It's, yeah, if not the weakest for me personally. And No Way Home, this last time that I watched it opening night, and Tom Holland's movies also, they're the only ones that I've seen opening night every time. I saw TASM 2, but in theaters, but it wasn't opening night. But the rest of them have been opening night every single time. And No Way Home was that theater experience for me. That was like the cream of the crop. It was the best theater experience I've ever had in my life. Seeing Toby and Andrew come back, that was awesome for me.
Yeah, that was dope.
But it reminds me, No Way Home reminds me a lot of what Doc Ock said. Brilliant but lazy. It's very, very lazy. It's easy writing. And it does still work as a good movie, but it's still very convenient. It's still very lazy. And so going in A Brand New Day, I didn't want a repeat of Spider-Man 2. I didn't want a repeat of TASM 2 for sure. I just wanted I wanted something in the middle. I didn't even need it to be the best thing ever. I needed it to be a good Spider-Man movie with Spider-Man. And something else that happened in Tom Holland movies, how many times is he in his suit without his mask?
Yeah.
The entire series, like all three of them, even in Avengers.
Even in this last one.
In the newest one, he either doesn't have his suit on, or he's in his suit entirely and only takes off his mask in front of two people.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, one of them was forced to. Like, it was like coming down to their level. And so getting that Spider-Man again and getting I don't care what you say about TASM 2, dude, the swinging shots in that movie, it is the best swinging you'll ever see in a Spider-Man movie. He's got the best suit, the best swinging, and to see that the best element of TASM 2 brought in here, and then them working with the little camera and putting it inside the mask, and his suit felt real. What you said with the CGI, even though my theater sucks, the CGI looks a little wonky in my theater. But in general, it's probably the best the CGI's ever looked in any of the films, more than likely. I'd have to go back and watch, but from what I can remember, that's like the best CGI in all of them.
Yeah, I thought it looked really,
for
really good.
This last one. Oh, I
Yeah.
absolutely agree. I think it was definitely the best CGI wise. You real quick, Hayden, you mentioned the suit. If I could just chime in on the suit real quick.
Mhm.
What was dope about the suit on this one is it mirrored a Peter Parker that was on his own, but also brilliant. And I really like that Marvel didn't go away from that, because in the comic books, Peter Parker is brilliant. And he learned from Tony Stark. So Tony Stark isn't in this, but you see a Peter Parker who learned from Tony Stark and put a suit together, and it reflected that. And it also and this is probably one of my favorite parts because you mentioned Tasm having the best suit. It also reflected that he saw the other suits, and it influenced him building this suit. And I thought it was genius, and it's like my favorite one. It's my favorite suit right now because of all of that.
It's growing on me a lot more. Right now, it's still my second favorite suit. TASM 2 is just going to be hard for it to be beaten. But yeah, and also I love that even behind the scenes when they were creating the suit, obviously you can see the influences, but with the raised webbing and then the spider logo on the bag, the way the colors are and everything, they wanted to really blend in Toby and Andrew's in the design, and then the colors they're still Tom's colors. They're still the really bright blue and the really bright red that the other Spider-Man don't have. And he looks very similar to like the Insomniac game suit in a lot of ways. That really vibrant feel. But also I love that they made it because obviously Peter in the movies, he would take that inspiration.
Right.
And because he's broke, he might. I've seen people nitpick this about how if he's so broke, why does he have all this tech in that one room? Well, Peter's also really smart, so he can find a way to get certain things. Also, it's not that hard to believe that he probably inherited a lot of stuff before people forgot who he was. And so I don't really take that.
I was going to say, I'm sure a lot of that came from Tony.
Yeah.
Right.
And definitely not Aunt May, because people forgot who he was before he was even able to inherit anything that she left him, because, you know, he's non-existent. But definitely stuff that he got from Tony, I'm sure he kept. And
can dead people also forget who he is?
Do what?
Did dead people forget who he is too?
No, but I mean, like, what he's saying is like he wouldn't be able to get the stuff from her because he was forgotten before. So
Right.
he couldn't have been in the will because he was forgotten.
Well, and also the curse changed things like retroactively. So pictures that had him in it were blocked his face, you know, documentation. So the curse like really changed.
He was wiped from
He
existence.
was wiped from existence. Yeah.
Even the Marvel logo, whenever the movie's starting and they got the Marvel logo coming up, and it's like flashbacks of like him and Ned in the cafeteria or him and MJ on the bridge, Peter's fading away. And like you can go back and watch it on YouTube, like everything that he's in that Marvel logo, he's like disappearing from. And so that's how it was.
Hopefully him and MJ never had any like fun tapes together of them walking down the street or anything like that, because like if they were like walking down the street holding hands and then she goes and watches it and it's just her holding nobody's hand, that'd be a pretty weird tape for her to watch. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's funny.
I like fun tapes.
Yeah,
that's
you know,
not
like
the direction I thought you were going in with that.
Yeah.
maybe they were swimming together and all of a sudden it's just MJ swimming by herself, you know.
Walking
Like,
down the street holding hands is not where I thought you were going.
Yeah, definitely not. Jesus. Okay.
that's where my brain goes. I'm sorry.
That's funny.
I swear, by the
It's
way
valid.
this tape looks, there was somebody else here at one point.
That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
Yeah. So we'll start with the characters and the positives of those. So how did you feel about Peter and Spider-Man in this film?
So I thought they did a really good job again of displaying that this is a Peter who is grown, but also I really like that they don't shy away from the fact that he is leaning more into Spider-Man than Peter, because Peter doesn't exist. You know, James mentioned it earlier, like Spider-Man was a man of the people. He walked the streets and talked to people because there was no qualm. He didn't have to worry about anybody knowing who he was. And I really dug that. I dug that he was hands-on with New York City because he could be. And I like that Marvel or Sony or whoever, I like that they made that decision to show that he was diving more into being Spider-Man because Peter didn't exist, which also leads to the spider essentially taking over in his body. So I thought that was really cool. I also I dug that the Peter scenes weren't boring at all, but were needed and added to the story. You know, the drama that he had of watching his friends grow up without him, because there's a 4-year window that we watch for like what 15 minutes where he has to watch them grow and then see them become adults. I thought that was cool because for a minute I thought the Peter scenes would get boring, but actually really dope. I thought that they pulled it with the character. I thought it was really good, and I thought Tom Holland carried it very well. But I know you mentioned Peter and Spider-Man, but I'm just going to say, and we'll probably circle back to it, but I'm just going to say that Zendaya was phenomenal in this film. When Jean Grey takes over, Zendaya was freaking fantastic, dude. I loved every time she showed up on screen. She was dope. I know you didn't ask me about her, but I brought it up anyways.
Dude, I want this to go as free flow as possible. Also, like, if anyone else wants to jump in, or if I ask a question out to the group, jump in and say something. Y'all are more than welcome to. This can go as crazy, whatever, as long as none of y'all are going to be rude and just cut each other off completely. So, I'd rather this just flow as it should. And I'm not a great host anyway, so.
You're doing great, bro.
Yeah, you're killing it.
You're all right.
Did we break Haden?
Yeah, I think we just broke him.
Anyway, no, I agree. The Zendaya portion, she's obviously a great actress, but she's kind of, I'm not going to say one note, but definitely her characters have a lot of the same characteristics. And so she's almost not, and she's not typecast as herself. Like, I'd say, like, Olivia, or not Olivia Rodrigo, Jenna Ortega is very typecast to play the same character. Zendaya is just casted in roles that people know she's going to kill, and roles that she sees fits well for her, and just a lot of them have the same characteristics, and some have basically the same kind of moral ground. And the MJ one, besides her character Rue in Euphoria, I'd say MJ's probably the most separate from most of them that she's played. And MJ's a very quirky and weird and very nonchalant about a lot of things. And I love that you see her also like grow up. Like, I think she plays that growing up aspect very well. And her playing MJ in Brand New Day, I was really wondering if she would still feel the same, if like her character would be pretty much cemented in who she is. And she was. She just grew up. It was still the same character. It didn't feel foreign or different. It just felt mature. And that's how all these characters felt. Even Ned. Ned probably felt the most different from all of them. But he still felt like Ned from the previous movies. And there's so much hurt and truth that Zendaya's character MJ will tell anyone despite how they feel. And I love that they stick to that no matter what. Even to the point of her telling Peter, dude, I'm sorry you have these memories, but that girl's not me. I don't know her. I don't have these memories.
I don't love you.
That was the best acted scene by Zendaya in the whole movie.
That was
she's like, I don't love you. I was like, damn, dude, you could have been a little nicer. Like,
Right.
hey, I don't really know you as of right now, and
Who
hopefully
are
we
you?
could get there. But she just straight up was like, I don't love you, dude. Like, I got a boyfriend back home, and you're all leaving me notes about how you used to know me in a past life, and how we made a video once that I watched, and I can't see you in it. Like, I don't know about this shit. Or
I'd
about
be
this
like,
stuff,
I don't care
Peter.
if I know you. You look like Tom Holland. I'm down.
Right.
That's all I would need to
you're
know.
crying right now. Like, this obviously means something to you, Mr. Parker.
Because she tells him that after she reads the letter that she found that he left her.
Right.
And these scenes are literally back to back. Like, I don't know which one hurt me more. Was either the rooftop scene where it's Jean Grey, or if it's the boat scene when she reads the letter and tells him that she doesn't love him. But that boat scene is so perfect to me, and like I said, she stays true to her character. Like, it would have been so easy to take that into a very cliche direction,
Sure.
or it could have been easy to just not feel the chemistry because they are a lovely couple in real life. It could have been very off balanced and felt fake of her telling him that she doesn't love him. But no, that crap felt real.
Speaking of
And
cliche, how relieved were you that it was Jean Grey that he was hugging and kissing, and it wasn't MJ? When that happened, that I was so relieved,
dude,
like, oh, thank God, because that would have been so lame.
I was sunk in my chair and like I think my body just went limp. I was, oh, thank God. And actually, I think when it happened, um, when it first happened and he's hugging her, like I'm sitting there crying in my seat, and like I'm like almost bawling at this point. And then it cuts to her and she's dead face, and I said, "Nuh-uh." Like I verbally said it. I was like, "Nuh-uh." And then they had the reveal that it's not her, and I was like, "Damn it! I knew it! I knew it! I knew it!" And I'm sitting there like rubbing my forehead like this, and I'm like freaking out in my chair. Dude, it made me so mad.
I loved it. I was so relieved they did that.
Me too. I didn't want that corniness of true love's first kiss.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
I was
I didn't
relieved,
want
yeah,
that.
in that sense, yeah.
However, true love's first handshake can totally break a curse.
Well, see that's the other
Bro
thing.
will always break a curse.
Yep. Dude,
That's-
like I'm not even joking. Like I'm on the edge of my seat at this moment. They're doing it, and he goes, "Peter," and I'm like, and then they cut to black, and I was like, "You sons of bitches!" Like I was so mad at that point. I was like, "How do you cut to black here?"
Dude,
The crowd
Go ahead.
out would screamed when that happened.
dude,
Like,
it was so amazing, and I had this revelation like when I was in the car, actually, like when me and Alyssa was leaving the theater, and I was kind of
Shout out
thinking
to
about it.
Alyssa, by the way.
She's sitting right over there doing her diamond paint, and she was like, "I wish you were doing this live so I could watch." But anyway, the dap up scene that worked, and that made me think, if Jean Grey wasn't in MJ, would the kiss work? And did it
Here's
not
the thing, though,
work
man. Like
because
oh,
true
because
love's
she was
first
there?
kiss, corny, no way. True
Right.
love's first dap, that's real.
yeah,
I'm with you
and
on
That's
that.
real.
I feel like that is actually like really good writing, because for one it leaves a question of would it have worked, and then for two it's like you said, it's not corny if she flips it and is like, nope, didn't work, haha. Like, that's perfect. People would have probably hated it if it's like, really, it only took a kiss. But then you get to the end and you done went through all this crap with him, and then they do the corny thing and it works. So
You know what they should have done? And if I was a part of Marvel, I would have done an extended scene as a blooper for like a physical release where they do it, and he's like, "Peter," and Peter's like, "Yeah," and he's like, just kidding, I'm Gene again. Like, you know? Had to get you one more time, man.
Gotcha.
Just one last time. I'm sorry, I won't do it again.
Love you, mean it. That's hilarious.
I was just wondering, like, okay, like I said, I haven't really seen Marvel movies, so I'm just sitting here wondering, who is she? Is it's like a Pennywise situation, or like
Who's
a, it's
Jean
a
Grey?
dead silence? Yeah,
She's more from like X-Men, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly.
Yeah.
I'd say she's more just like a telepathic, like it's all telepathy, whether she can
Yeah.
move things, control people, jump from
So it's
person to
Carrie
person.
situation.
Like I said, I think it's more like Lucy, where she just has full control of her mind, and most people don't. And that's just, she just knows how to use her head, quite literally. And or
Or it
derailed.
could, you know, she kind of reminds me of Eleven from that show Stranger Things. I don't know if
Yeah.
she knows who that is.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Now, was it hard for any of you to like to deassociate her from Max at all, or did her
would,
role?
It would have been easier to disassociate her with Max if it didn't remind me so much of 11 and Max in general. Like you even have that one scene where she's running, just like when she was running in the Upside Down. Like there's so many like parallels, and this isn't like when Sadie Sink did the Fear Night Fear Street one, when she did the Fear Street she was in. I didn't think about Max Mayfield at all in the Fear Street that Sadie Sink was in. This, I did think a lot about Max just because the parallels were there. So I don't think like I will ever typecast her as Max, but when you put her in a role that is so similar to that, it's hard for me not to think of that. It's like putting John Heder in another role where he's going, gosh, and telling me not to think of Napoleon Dynamite, you know?
Yeah, it was pretty hard for me to dissociate with her with Max.
Wait, who's Max? There are more characters entering the chat that I don't know.
Yeah, Mike hasn't seen Stranger Things.
Oh, you've never watched Stranger Things?
No, I need to.
So Jean Grey, the Sadie Sink that played Jean Grey, played Max Mayfield in Stranger Things.
So that's really interesting.
And there's a lot of parallels between Stranger Things and the way Jean Grey handled herself as Jean Grey.
Oh.
That's really interesting because I'm a huge Stranger Things fan and I never thought of Max, but I think the reason why is because I was so intrigued by the Jean Grey being the bad guy. So I was so wrapped up in seeing that, like, and how gangster she was, that I never stopped to think of the parallels of Stranger Things. But when you call it out, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But
I couldn't help it because my 6-year-old daughter was with us and she was like, "It's Max, Dad."
Dad,
Yeah.
Wait, have you seen Stranger Things?
No, I do not watch Stranger Things.
Thank you. I'm not the only one.
Whatever, y'all guys are losers.
Is it worth watching? Because there are all these shows that like I never started watching at the beginning, and then I just hear all my friends complaining that they got terrible, like that or Game of Thrones. So
Mike, I'm not gonna lie, all the seasons aren't worth watching, but in totality, it is. But there are some seasons that you're just like,
I've told Haden I've tried watching it and I can't never get past the first episode of season 1.
Same.
And I'm like, I ain't got time. I gotta go to work.
Touche.
It
That's
looks
fair.
like it would be good. I just never got into it.
I think it's worth if you can get into it. I'd say it's worth trying, and if you can't get into it, just drop off because it's not worth it. But if you can get into it, there are some. The lowest in that show, there's been way worse in television. Like the lowest in the show is legit a 3 out of 5 for me. Like that's the lowest, and it feels worse than that because the highest in that show is like the best ever.
So highs, yeah.
Yeah, so it is, and really it's all emotion. It's not really just the visuals of the show, even though they can be pretty dope. But it's the emotion and the attachment you get to those characters. But anyway, we didn't got on to Stranger Things. What did you guys think about the Punisher in this movie?
Stole the show.
Yep.
every scene he's in, he's the best.
Yep.
If I ever have to confuse somebody, I'm putting on a Spider-Man mask and going.
Mike looks confused.
Shut up! No, I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I'm gonna make myself sound even more dumb than I already do.
Mike's just here for the fun.
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm gonna sound so dumb.
Mike came for the drinks and he walked into the wrong bar.
He's like his own person, though, right? Like he has his own movies and stuff.
Yes.
I didn't realize that was the same guy.
Yeah. No, the Frank is a completely separate character from the MCU. This is his first.
I thought this was his first one that he was in.
Yeah,
his first MCU film. Yeah.
Right. Not counting the TV shows. He's in both of the Daredevil TV shows, and he's got his own. Dad, what did you think about the Punisher?
I liked him. I mean, I thought he provided what he needed to. I liked him and Tom Holland's interactions with each other. I don't know. I liked him, but I kind of don't feel like he fit with the movie the way I wanted him to.
Okay, why is that?
which is fair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like he was almost too much at times.
In what way?
Just his demeanor, the way his character overall. I don't know. I didn't like him a whole lot in the movie. I mean, I liked what he did for the movie, but I thought it would have been just as good without him.
I mean, it's okay.
Like they honestly just built him up and had him in there for that last shot in the third act.
Yeah.
You know, like for Peter to be able to jump in front of a bullet, you know, because no one else is going to make that shot. You know what I mean? Like,
it's okay. I was wrong once in the 90s too, but I wasn't even born yet.
Son of a bitch.
I wasn't even born yet, and I was wrong once too, so it's okay.
I didn't like it. I'm indifferent on him. I thought he stole the scenes. But this doesn't make me want to go and watch more Punisher stuff.
Oh, it absolutely does for me.
So
I'm just hoping that he gets more of his own stuff. But I mean, like, again, I do love why can't I think of his name? The guy that plays the Punisher.
John Bernthal.
Yeah, John Bernthal. I think he's great. But yeah, they just he's good, and
I think he's great too.
So
But
I'm with.
I remember reading the Todd McFarlane Frank Castle comics, and I don't know. I have a different depiction of the Punisher. And
It feels out of character.
So everything you're saying, James, is why I loved him in it. And let me explain, because I agree with everything you're saying, but it's what made me actually like his presence in it, because in Marvel and Netflix, Punisher has done John Bernthal has done a fantastic job of bringing the Punisher to the big screen, and that last film that they did, the one shot, and then his role in Daredevil Born Again and the Daredevil series, and then he has his own series, that's like the Punisher, James, you and I love, and like. And so to see him like this, lighthearted, and have a relationship with somebody was like, while also still being the guy that's willing to pull the trigger and shoot some kid. It was what made me like it. Go ahead.
So that was my issue with seeing Frank Castle lighthearted.
Okay.
yeah,
Because when his family was
I get
killed,
that.
it killed all of his heart. He is a dirty, grimy, cussing, shooting. Like it was weird to me seeing him PG-13.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. I know, like all opinions are valid except for yours. But no,
I remember that.
I'm joking.
Get him, James.
You gotta remember who whooped your butt when you was a kid. Too.
I know it. No, that's valid, and I understand all the criticism people have with the Punisher. I think to say that it wasn't entertaining, like the entertainment value out of it is like to me undeniable. But your emotional sentiment to it is completely understandable, because I'm gonna be honest, had I probably watched the Punisher series before watching this movie, or had any attachment to Punisher at all, I probably would have felt the same way. I would have probably disassociated a lot from it, and it would have felt like a huge, lump in the road, because you're like, this isn't, who I know and love. Now, granted, there are some people who I know have seen and read all the Punishers and still love this iteration of him, and say that it's more of because it says a lot more about Spider-Man than it does about the Punisher. It says a lot more about Spider-Man can literally bring out the best in anyone, including a criminal and someone who's just as despicable as the Punisher. Don't get it twisted. The Punisher's a criminal and he's despicable. He's not a good person.
No.
He's out for vengeance on anyone and everyone.
He shot a kid.
he's an anti-hero.
To me, it was like putting Spawn on Barney and telling him to fit in.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean,
Wow.
it'd be more like throwing Spawn in a Superman movie.
So what you said was exactly where I was going to go with it, which is I still thought it was the Punisher that we know and love, but around a really good person that brought out the good in him. And you kind of sort of see that in season 2 with the little girl that he is trying to save in the Netflix series. Like, you get to see those lighthearted moments where he's like, oh, people are actually worth saving. And I think what he was doing is more of a testament to Peter Parker, but I also felt like the comedy wasn't forced. It sounded like Punisher being a smartass, and it was hilarious. It was like Punisher being put in these lighthearted situations, but still being a dickhead. You know what I mean?
Right.
Wow.
It's like whenever he's telling, like, the first thing he tells MJ, don't touch anything.
Right.
Like, straight up, like, he does not care if she lives or dies. He tells him that. He goes, this is not my problem.
He's
And
like, watch your steps. I don't feel like cleaning up your body parts in the morning.
exactly. Exactly. And it's which that crap was crazy. Them walking into there, and then it's just one thing after another, and then like a whole damn propeller from a tanker ship just falls onto him and everything. I was like, wow, he's out for blood on anyone. He does not care.
I get it though. It is a different look.
What I loved, I think I also think it was my girlfriend's like favorite part of the movie. It is when they're fighting the Hulk, and the funniest scene is like he jumps on the Hulk's back, and then like he's like crawling on him, and then the Punisher comes back in, and then he's sitting there dragging him, and the Punisher's sitting there shooting him. And I think my whole theater was just laughing at that whole scene. Great scene too. It's great action.
That was dope.
I was really worried about this movie being overstuffed to the point that whenever I got wind that it wasn't going to be just Bruce Banner, it was going to be the Hulk in this movie.
Yeah, you were.
And then I go to Walmart and there's Hulk toys with the Brand New Day logo on there. Like, I legit kicked the toy into the shelf. Like, I got so mad. I was like, why are they doing this? This is literally Spider-Man 3 and Tag 2 all over again.
So some Walmart workers watching right now, like, I freaking knew it. I knew it was that guy. I knew it was him.
It's okay. My girlfriend works there, and she's standing there right beside me, and she just snatched me over. She was like, "You better stop that." I was mad.
Oh man, you don't want to tell him that your girlfriend works at that Walmart located at
right.
Hey,
I'm gonna come visit.
chill. No,
Him and the Hulk are usually like friends, though, right? I'm guessing.
yeah.
yeah, and the
But
way
now the
that,
Hulk doesn't remember him.
and well, does he? Because the way that situation ends, like he lets him go. Because I'm starting to think that Bruce Banner doesn't remember Peter or Spider-Man, but the Hulk might.
Well, I thought that.
Which is true.
Yeah, that's a good call out. I thought him letting it go was more of Bruce inside the Hulk not liking seeing the Hulk out again.
I took it as both. I took it as it's like ambiguous, like you can take it either way. And so I was kind of looking at it from both angles. Like, that could either be Bruce, who's gotten ultimately way stronger than he used to be, and can sort of fight the guy in his head. And or you can take it as like the Hulk who is its own, identity, remembering Peter.
Fair.
And
That's fair.
yeah, there's certain aspects of that. But I do love how they utilized Hulk. What are y'all guys' thoughts on how the Hulk was used, and what? Just start there.
I would have liked to have seen Jean Grey take over Bruce and crush.
She did.
She did, didn't she?
Huh?
Wait, go ahead and finish. I interrupted you. Sorry.
No, but I mean, like, I wanted to see her do it.
Oh, like her be the
Like when
Hulk
she took over
beating his
Bruce and like
ass.
she broke the inhibitor.
Oh.
Like I wanted to see her do that. Like I wanted to see how she was able to accomplish that. Because you would think that someone like Bruce Banner would be extreme. Like, I mean, if Spider-Man can keep her out of his mind, why can't Bruce? You know what I mean? Like, he's still, even with an inhibitor, he's still there. You know what I mean? Like I would feel like he'd also be able to block her from getting in his mind. So I would like to have seen how she was able to do it. Like I think it would have been cool to actually see her take over control of Bruce. But overall, I think, it was, and then like I felt real sadness for Bruce when he's like, did I do this? Did anybody get hurt?
Yeah.
How did my inhibitor? Because obviously we know that the minute that Gene enters, you're done.
Right.
You're in the back burner. You're in the sunken place, so to speak, from Get Out. So like you don't know what's happening. So he just wakes up and there's destruction and catastrophe everywhere. How did my inhibitor fail? How did I get here? Did I hurt somebody? Is somebody dead? Like you genuinely feel for him in that moment because now he's taken all this time to be able to be Bruce. And in his mind, everything that he's worked for and everything that he's done has failed. It's been a failure to him. And he doesn't understand why right now. So in that moment, you feel a genuine sadness and a genuine empathy towards Bruce.
Yeah. What about you, Mike? What did you think about the Hulk?
I mean, it was good. I'm trying to. I feel
Dude has like no opinion. He's just like, I'm here.
I feel like I'm gonna sound like such a dumb girl. No, I liked it. I feel like that's the extent of my thoughts on it. I wish I had
Totally okay.
That's valid. I liked it.
I wish I had something insightful to say on that aspect.
Oh, it's totally cool.
But I just don't know the context for it. So I agree with you though that like I think for me personally, I sort of prefer the ones where it's like there's a main villain, like the Green Goblin or something. That this felt like obviously not quite as bad as it is in Spider-Man 3, but it just feels like there's so many different things happening.
See, that's what I was gonna say was I don't feel like this movie is overstuffed at all. I do feel like there are a little too many plot points, but I feel like they eventually do wrap them all up eventually in the movie, that it doesn't affect the runtime for me, that it didn't affect it felt like in a couple of spots they were hard cutting one and putting a hard stop at one plot point to start another one real quick, and then they'll wrap it up and then they'll go back to that one, and it's a little jarring when it happens. But that's really the only complaints I have with that as far as the plots and the characters. But I thought that the way that Bruce was used actually was used very, very well. I thought that they didn't overshadow Pete's smart, like how smart he is, which is something that has been overshadowed with all the Stark tech in the previous movies. And Peter Parker's supposed to be a genius, and in this movie he still is, and they really show that. And just because he went to Banner for help, that's also really smart. He's like, okay, Professor Hulk, he figured out a way to control this. I have a similar thing going on where I don't know how to control it, and maybe he could help me. And so he goes to him for a couple of questions, but doesn't get the answer. He still finds the answer on his own. And that part I love. And then also they don't just bring in the Hulk that they could have just brought in, but it's the best Hulk we've had since 2008 in my opinion. And they have a reason. Jean Grey, if you really want to take Spider-Man out of your way and you can't get in his head, and there's no one around that you know of that can just destroy him, who can? It's going to be the Hulk.
Did they go to see Spider-Man, by the way, the other little bakers?
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they went.
Did they like it?
What'd they think?
Yeah, they liked it. Tell them what you think. Yeah, no, they loved it. They actually stayed awake through the whole thing.
Oh,
That's
wow.
surprising.
And that's hard because our movie theater here in Fargo, we have dream loungers.
Nice.
So we, kick back and recline.
Yeah.
And they stayed awake through the whole thing. I was surprised.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad they liked it.
That's how you know it's good.
One thing I want to talk about, can we talk about how irrational and illogical the spider tracker is?
Wait, well,
Yeah.
So that was Hayden brought it up. That was a plot hole that didn't take away from the film from me, but I was like, that is lazy writing. That is so bad.
I mean, I get it's in the games, and that's kind of the reason they had it, because they want to show Ned's obsession, and Ned's smart too, and then they want to
But in
bring
the
more in
games,
from the
it makes
games,
sense.
but-
It's based on text messages. People cite Spider-Man, and that's the tracker. It's not following him from spot to spot to spot live.
Right.
Like,
So
what
why
is he
don't you
got
just
some
go when
bug
he's
on him?
when he's sleeping? Why don't you just go and talk to him? Like, yo, hey, you were going to the bathroom at the subway, and I just slid something in there real quick, and
Right.
been following you ever since, bro. And
Right.
it's nice to meet you. I'm Ned.
Nice to finally meet you.
An air tag on him.
I've seen you on the inside and out, and I
Right.
thought that I would let you know I'm the guy that's been tracking you, Spider. So
Right.
Yeah, that was
I
a really
literally
big
can
plot
see
hole.
everywhere you go.
Did
Exactly.
you guys see the post-credits scene that it appears they're going full like Jason X? It's like Spidey in
Not
space.
Jason X.
The Tamagotchi in space.
So, real quick, Hayden, because I wanted to talk about the Hulk. Because King, you said something that sparked something in me, which is one of the best parts about the Hulk is being a Marvel fan and following the films. That is, and it adds to the empathy that you mentioned. Because I was heartbroken, but that's because Bruce is being used again as the Hulk to cause damage, and Mark Ruffalo killed it. Like, you could see the hurt and oh my God, not again did I do it. That scene was so sad. So I'm so glad you pointed that out, because I was moved when I watched it. I was like, because here we are again being used. The other part that you said was this isn't in the film, so now you and I are going to be Marvel writers, and that is, if we could have seen her use him to break the inhibitor, it would have been dope if she used that to kind of take Peter out of the game by somehow Peter seeing Bruce smash that. Like, no, that would have been crazy.
And then that's when we see Bruce look at him and start to become the Hulk. Through Gene, you know what I mean? Like,
and Peter knowing what Bruce has gone through and see that happen would have crushed him. Maybe that would have been too much emotion, but that would have been dope. That would have been dope.
Yeah,
that would have been sick.
Is he not like hulking?
No, he's trying to not be the Hulk.
Think of it as Jekyll and Hyde. You know, like when he's Jekyll, but when he's Hulk, he's Hyde. Like, he can't control that person. Like, he's made inhibitors and he's made chips to make it so that they can work together. But overall, it's a whole out-of-body experience that he does not enjoy.
And he doesn't remember it until he wakes up. Like, it's almost the same thing as like whenever Jean Grey takes over you. It's like you blink and you went from one place to another and have no recollection of what just happened. Same thing with him. And what's even sadder is he has fought for years to control the Hulk, and he finally gets it to where he don't have to be, Professor Hulk. He can be Bruce Banner and then be the Hulk if ever need be. And he got it to the perfect science to where he couldn't, if he didn't want to, he couldn't just go to full Hulk. He could still go from Bruce to Smart Hulk, where he can have Hulk abilities but being Bruce. And that's
you can tell he's Smart Hulk because he wears glasses.
Exactly. But dude, it's heartbreaking, especially whenever this last time. I mean, he had just woke up, seen destruction, thought, "Oh no, I did it again," and then he turns into full Hulk, does even worse, and then it cuts to him being put in a loony bin.
Yeah.
But I think another big thing for that is, like, at that point, it kind of reminds me, and I'm going back to horror here. It reminds me of Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors, when Freddy's got her with the needles, and at the end, she just like kind of gives herself in because she knows she doesn't have the power. That's what this reminded me of. Bruce just being like, I can't control it, so I might as well just let it happen. You know what I mean? Like, and like, again, you talk about like the sadness of the character of Bruce Banner, that sadness of just take me. I've already done what's the damage I've done, what's the carnage I've done. I can't stop this. I'm giving up. Like, it's like, I'm serious. Like, that to me was one of the most devastating scenes in the whole movie.
Yeah, it was dope.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say the only other dope part, the other dope part about the Hulk scene was when the Hulk comes out and it's no longer Jean Grey, and the Hulk is like, nah, this is me, and I'm here, and I'm taking over, and I'm fucking shit up, and that was dope. Like the Jean Grey Hulk was cool, but then when Hulk takes over, like no, I'm here now. I was like, yeah, that's dope.
Because you also have Jean Grey at that moment starting to work on Frank.
Right. She just
know,
said,
so now,
I can't deal with this no more.
Yeah, she's like, well, I did what I had to with him. Now, come here, Frank. You know, I've got Hulk after Peter. I don't got to worry about that anymore. I just took care of 2 problems just now.
That was a funny scene. She's like, this dude is messed up.
Oh, when she first got in his head? Like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. That whole situation.
Like, relatable.
Yeah, if she got in my head, she'd be like, oh, get me out of here.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I was curious, what are y'all's thoughts on the D Wolf character, the FBI agent or whatever she was, that kept in contact with Spider-Man? Because that was, I know she comes, yeah. I think her name's like D Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say who.
I didn't know who the character was for going into the movie. I've now learned. I'm pretty sure she's from the comics and she has a big role in the video games. But that was a very big surprise for me, and I got really emotionally attached to her, and I felt like they were setting it up to kill her off, because I know that she does get killed off in the comics, and there's a storyline there, and I was so worried that they were going to kill her off, and I'm glad they didn't, because honestly, that might have been a little too like Walking Dead, if that makes sense. Like bringing in a new character that not many are familiar with just to kill him off.
Well, I don't think Peter needed any more people dying in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
that's what I'm saying. I think it would have been also a little too dark.
Yeah.
There's also rumors that, well, not rumors actually. He Tom Holland himself said it. I think on Happy Sad Confused. He said that he wanted to explore the Man Spider nightmare sequence, and he said that got shut down because it was too dark for children. But dude, imagine
they did that with Spider-Man 3. When they had a really good jump scare in Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man 3 where he looks in the mirror and Venom is right there in his face. And Sony cut it. You can find it on YouTube, but Sony completely cut it out of the film.
Yeah.
Oh, dang, I need to watch that.
Oh, a nightmare sequence with the Man Spider would have been fantastic.
Awesome.
And there were rumors of it.
But especially with that's what a lot of people were thinking was happening in this film anyways.
In the cocoon.
So to kind of give fans that service and then, it was just a nightmare, that would have been dope.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike. What was that?
Oh, I was just to say, I found out today there's apparently like some sort of alternate cut of Spider-Man 3.
Yeah. There's a couple different versions that are floating around.
Does it make much of a difference?
I don't think so.
The only cut of Spider-Man 2 you better watch is 2.5.
2.5 is the shit.
What the hell is 2.5?
It's like almost an extra 30 minutes or so of crap. Like you get to see J. Jonah Jameson in the Spider-Man suit, and I mean it's
or
a whole
fighting
bunch
between the two of them.
That train sequence is like almost 5 minutes longer. Like it is insane.
It's the director's cut, Mike, but it's dope.
So this is something that's been going around online, and I don't know the validity of it, but there's a moment when Peter is walking down the street and a young man walks up to him, which turns out is Jean Grey. Now, the speculation is that young man that walks up to him and has this conversation with him ends up being Miles Morales. What do you guys think of that?
Too old to be Miles.
You think so?
Was it cut out of the movie, or
you're
was
talking
it
about where
the
he's
first
like,
guy?
Yeah, is it the guy where he says, yeah,
you still can't see me, can you?
Maybe I should go see MJ or something like that.
And he starts kind of letting him know that I'm in your apartment right now.
Yeah,
I don't know, because
I think that's just internet theory, to be honest with
Danny
you.
Glover. Danny Glover plays his uncle in the
Homecoming.
first film. And would he be that old?
Which is true.
dude
Yeah,
seemed a
I'm not
little
100%
older.
sure. I just saw
Have to
that,
watch it
like,
again.
I saw that was rumored, and I was like, that could be kind of cool. But
That would
I mean,
be
obviously, you got to at some point get Miles Morales in here. I think that we've ran its course, and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did a lot of good shit with it. I would love to see it happen.
They got to put that third
Absolutely.
one out first.
Yeah,
That third Miles Morales verse. That would be
He's
kind of
the
cool if that was their
cartoon
way of
one, right?
introducing him. Sorry, Mike. What'd you say?
He's the like animated one. I
Yeah.
gotta see that. I heard it's really good.
Oh,
awesome.
Both of them.
oh. If I was ranking Spider-Man films, the Into the Spider-Verse is my number one.
Oh wow.
I loved it.
Yeah,
Fan-
you know
Dude,
they're gonna bring him in at some point.
The
They have
visuals into the Spider-Verse stuff is just so good. Like the visuals in there, it's incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna have to bring him in at some point.
yeah.
I mean, they've had like every character to ever appear in anything. They brought in Howard the Duck, and you're not gonna bring him in.
Well, and at
Right.
some point, Tom Holland's going to want out too. You know what I mean?
By the
Yeah,
way, that's the only thing. That's like the only bit of Marvel I've watched. Is I heard there was a thing with Howard the Duck. I was like, YouTube.
That is a very
Yep.
random fact, Mike. That's the one thing you cling to.
I love Howard. I watched that movie with my dad as a kid. I love
Oh, yeah.
Howard the Duck.
Yeah.
We're sitting here talking about the Incredible Hulk, and Mike's like, "That's the green guy, right?" And then
But he
we
knows
go-
Howard the Duck.
but he knows Howard the Duck.
You guys have seen that movie, right?
Oh yeah,
Of course.
absolutely.
No, those were the first unclothed top of a woman that I had ever seen. Was the duck in that movie?
The duck boobies.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Oh,
Yeah.
that movie is a masterpiece.
Howard the Duck has sex with Michael J. Fox's Back to the Future mom.
He was a whore for a duck. I don't know if all ducks act like that, but
And then they brought him into Spider-Man.
I didn't see that cameo.
it was in what was it? It was in one of the Marvel movies.
Yeah, the Guardians.
Guardians.
Mhm.
My dad had to leave. He didn't want to just disrupt the flow of what was happening. He got
Oh,
called into
okay.
work or something. So,
Oh, tell me
Dude, James
Yeah.
on a replay. Thanks for being here, man. It was really nice
Yeah.
to meet you.
Absolutely.
he's definitely going to replay this.
Been having them.
I'm so lost on where to go next, guys. Honestly, I'm just gonna wrap up my thoughts on the movie, and that is that this we didn't really get into a whole lot as far as the spoilers go, except for obviously Jean
we
Grey
spoiled some
and
stuff,
but we didn't get into too heavy. But I think it was just fun talking about the movie in general.
I want to
This usually
hear.
happens.
I do want to
When
hear.
we all get
where y'all-
together, this usually happens.
Yeah. I do want to hear y'all where you all rank this one amongst the Spider-Man films. I'm interested to hear that.
So we're finna get to that part.
Okay. My bad, Hayden. Tell me each other.
No, dude, you're all good. For me, this is the Spider-Man film that I've wanted to see since 2004, since Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 2 is my all-time favorite Spider-Man movie. It would take a monster to take that down for me. And so yeah, this one is my second favorite, but I'll get to my list in a second. I want to know what y'all would rate this movie. And then once we get done with the ratings, we'll go to the rankings if y'all have any prepared at all. But I would honestly just no specific scale. I was out of movies in general and out of what I wanted. I would give this a 4.75 out of 5. Like this is
We're 1 out of 5. Okay.
this is my second favorite comic book movie ever made.
Okay.
And we'll go to you, Marcus.
So using that same scale, with the way the CGI was, and one thing you mentioned was the swinging, and I thought that they took the best out of all the movies and built on it. It was immersive. The action was very practical, which made it better, and just
Minimal but practical.
right. Which is, if you saw Shang-Chi, I think this director was perfect for this film.
Yes.
So out of 5, despite the some of the convenient writing, like the spider tracker, it was a 5 for me. It was a 5 for me.
Hell
Because
yeah.
the things that were wrong with it did not make the movie bad at all to me.
I only gave it that quarter to just grow on. There's something to grow on.
Yeah, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead,
and
Ken.
call it, Haden.
I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. I've always been a lot more critical, and the biggest thing for me, especially with movies like this, is the runtime. I don't care how much action it is. I don't care how into it I am. I can feel. I'm 40, man. My body feels when I've been sitting in the same place for 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Dude, I'm 48.
yeah. Well, you know, you don't crack. I do.
I'm not going to
You know
say
what I
my
mean?
age just to keep from getting jumped.
TV magically falls. Oh, that stinks. But you know, like I can feel like you could feel a runtime for me. You know what I mean? And so, I'm not saying that it wasn't absolutely necessary, but for someone like me, I don't like a movie that's a 2.5 hour runtime. That's just not my thing. Still a great movie. Never bored. Very emotional. Left me hungry for more with that ending. I did get a lot of laughs. I really do miss. I wish we could bring what's his name back from the Daily Bugle.
Oh, Jackie
Jonah
Simmons.
Jameson.
Yes, J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah,
I do miss that type of character, especially now that Spider-Man was shrouded in mystery again. You know, I miss someone going, "Who is the Spider-Man?" Like, that's something I've always loved. I loved the fight with the Scorpion. Something else we didn't talk about. You know, when Man Spider took over, and they're like, even Spider-Man at that point, did I hurt her? You know,
Oh,
like,
dude, that was such a moment. That's like what I'm saying, like him and D Wolf's relationship. Like, she walks up to him, dude, I'm gonna
Take
give
a
you
walk.
this once, take a walk. Like, walk away
Yeah.
because I'm not allowing this again. And
Right.
you can tell he's like messed up, and then that kind of mirrors into like what the Hulk did. The Hulk blacked out and hulked out, and then he was like, wait, what did I just do? So, yeah.
Well, there's a lot of that in this movie, and I mean, it's easy to go, "Oh, that's bad writing," but I mean, like, genuinely, if I'm sitting here hanging out with you, gentlemen, and then the next thing I know, I'm standing outside of a car on fire and I'm holding a gas can, I'm gonna freak the hell out. Like,
Right.
what happened? What did I do? Did I hurt somebody? Did I hurt somebody's child? You know, did I hurt somebody's mother? Did I take a mother away from her kids?
Right.
You know, like, so I think it's very plausible that even with the Scorpion, when he woke up and he's up against that wall, it's Spider-Man. You know, like, even he doesn't know what's going on. Like, I think that's a real genuine fear of somebody that just woke up and there's so much chaos around them and they don't know what they caused, who they've hurt. Even someone like the Scorpion, what did I do? You know, like, maybe he wants it to gloat, but there's still that fear of the unknown. What did I do? You know, so
right.
There's way more positives than negatives about this movie. But again, the only critical things I have are the spider tracker was goofy, which again, that's very, very ignorable. I'm watching a movie about a guy that is growing webs out of his arms. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, like, to say that a spider tracker is unreasonable is it's like the people that bitch about the grass being mowed in The Walking Dead. You know, like, it's like there's definitely bigger things. I've seen a lot of people. How did they mow the grass during that? I'm like, it's a show about zombies. Like, what are you saying?
What are you looking at?
We're talking about a woman that takes over people's brains and breaks into buildings. And I'm like, but they had a tracker for Spider-Man. Like, be realistic here, guys.
Right.
You know, so like, it's not really like a deal breaker to me. It's just a little too convenient for the plot.
Sure.
Game of Thrones
overall,
don't have Starbucks. Why is there a Starbucks cup?
Right. You know, it's just, there's so many different things that you could be nitpicky about, but I don't want to do that. I want to be entertained. I want to have fun when I go to a movie. When I go to a movie, my goal is, gosh, I really hope I enjoy this. I don't ever go to a movie going, man, I hope I just wasted my money.
Can't wait to
exactly.
brag about this one.
Yeah, I can't wait to waste my time and the one day a week I have a date with my wife. I hope I have a miserable time, So, Ashley, and I can speak for Ashley on this because I did get her approval. I hate speaking for her because I'm not her owner, but she did love this movie too. Like she was a huge fan of this movie. And we both felt the same things. And our daughter, like I said, our 6-year-old went with us and she adored it. She had so much fun. So I mean, like it's one of those things where everybody I was with, my daughter sat through the whole movie, So I mean, like I got a 6-year-old that's sitting through this whole movie, and like I said, she sees Sadie sink and she's like, there's Max, so there's things that she relates to, and it's a very, very good movie. And I would put it up there when it's like comic book movies. It would definitely be in my top 5 for sure.
Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. What about you, Mike?
I really liked it, even not knowing the context, not knowing what to expect, because it kind of felt like the last one felt more, I don't know, like you could jump into it more easily, almost like it was kind of its own thing. Whereas this, I didn't really know what to expect. I really liked it. I liked the mystery component, and I think what kind of prevented it from becoming like Spider-Man 3 was the emotional center of the story, the main through line of people not knowing him and his sort of character arc through it. So I feel like that's really kind of what held it together. It wasn't like my favorite. I would give it like 3.5 on Letterboxd.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of that is very understandable because you have no context of what's happening. So you're literally going off of enjoyment value only, and you're only considering anything you did that is understandable in the movie for you, and that's completely fair. Which I
What I
feel
love
bad
about that
for.
is if he caught up, he could either like this more or like
hate
it
it.
less.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what I love about where you're at, Mike.
Watch all the Marvel movies.
I don't think you'd have to watch all the Marvel, but probably
yeah.
the Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Okay, no. Oh my god. You know what I'm gonna do? There's a new one coming out. I'm gonna watch them, like the main ones, before that, so I'll know what people are talking about.
That's so funny you said that because me and my girlfriend last night started, and she's only seen a few of them. She's seen a few Captain Americas, I think all the Iron Mans, and none of the Avengers. She's seen very few of the off spins and stuff. And so she said last night, she said, hey, at least, every other night or so, we should watch like a Marvel movie and like try to watch them in chronological order leading up to Doomsday because she loved Spider-Man Brand New Day. She's never seen the ones before it, but she loved it. And she gave it a 5 out of 5, and she's not a superhero person. She does not, she cannot stand it. And she gave it a 5
Let me
out
ask
of
you
5.
guys this before we all take off. What's your favorite offshoot of the Marvel universe, right? Like Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man. Like, what's your favorite bunch of the movies?
I think.
I don't know if it-
Sorry,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Oh no, Ron.
I was gonna say my favorite is the Captain America first Avenger. I think Winter Soldier is like peak Marvel. That's like one of my favorite movies. And then the Civil War was fantastic. So that was one of the few where all 3 movies were bangers.
Can I say Howard the Duck?
I was taking a drink, Michael.
Because talk about a banger, not just because of
Not-
his extracurricular activities in that movie. However,
Not mad, Mike. I'm just disappointed.
Hayden,
yeah,
I
you
know
can say-
I know the answer to this, but please tell me you've seen Howard the Duck from the 80s.
Why are you putting me on? You know I haven't.
See this
Oh,
youngin',
Hayden.
the classics.
Gotta watch it, bro.
Hayden.
Shut up. I've seen more classics than you, man.
This is actually Mike's been setting this up the whole time just so he can finally get back at you. I finally seen one he hasn't seen. Ha!
It's so good.
I'm probably gonna be the lone wolf here, man. But I'm a huge fan of the Guardians. I love the Guardians of the
They were
Galaxy.
dope.
Those
They were
three.
dope.
I was just gonna say that's
They were dope.
what me and Alyssa decided to start on last night, but we were like,
Cried
there's
like
some
a baby in all
offshoots.
3 of them, man.
We were like, there's some offshoots that we don't necessarily have to watch just in order. Like Guardians, you can pretty much watch all 3 of those before
Anytime.
watching anything, and that's what I love about them. Captain America, you can do kind of the same thing with, except for Civil War. And so I was like, hey, let's start Guardians. And last night, rewatching Guardians, I was like, damn, I forgot how good this is. Like, it's been
No.
years.
No, James Gunn knocked it
And
out of the park with that.
James Gunn
Cried like a baby.
is probably the best writer and director for any superhero film. Like, he's
Dude.
just amazing.
All three, seriously, all three of the Guardians movies
Bangers.
sobbed.
I haven't even seen the third one.
You have not? That's probably the most emotional one.
It's
I
definitely the
know.
most emotional.
I know. I cannot wait to get to it. And Rocket's my dude. And I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Bring the
I don't know
Kleenexes, bro.
what it is about raccoons, but dude, I think I'm more sensitive to a raccoon than I am a dog.
Aw,
Well,
I like raccoons. I want to see
good
the
luck with
spooky
Guardians
one.
3.
yeah.
I might need to call like y'all three and be like, hey, this is like a new suicide hotline for me.
Right?
We're here for you.
We're all here for you, Hayden.
All here for you, brother.
We
Let it
support
out.
you.
Unlike his family that was torn away.
I'm sitting here thinking about Guardians 3, man. There's some straight kick you in the throat emotional scenes in that movie. Oh,
Including the first F word in the MCU.
fantastic.
It was.
Oh, hey.
Ken, I'm reckoning you probably have to go pretty soon. I figured. Do you want to give your ranking really quick and then we'll let you go?
I don't know enough about these movies. I haven't seen them in such a long time, so it would be very unfair for me to try to rank them. But what I will say is my favorites of each. This was my favorite Tom Holland one. Amazing Spider-Man was the first one, was my favorite. I still think that has one of the best scenes of any of them when he grabs his bully and he's like, not today. And he's like, your uncle died. I
My
get it.
favorite scene in that whole movie.
Dude, such a powerful moment in that movie that we've all could relate to. You know, the bully comes up, he's like, it feels good, doesn't it? You know what I mean? Like, just let it out. Like that, like your heart's breaking for the bully too. 'Cause you know that he's experiencing trauma himself. And when it comes to the Tobey Maguire ones, it's easily Spider-Man 2. I don't hate Spider-Man 3 like a lot of people do. I actually have a lot of fun with emo Spider-Man. But I don't know. Like I'll always have a soft spot for it because me and one of my good friends, it's not around anymore. Me and him went to that opening at back when they used to do the midnight opening still, not the Thursday openings. And me and him went together to that, and we just had a lot of fun. So that movie will always have a soft spot for me just for personal reasons. But I'll say 2 is the best, Amazing Spider-Man 1, and then Brand New Day would be my ranking of those. But Hayden, Mike, love you guys. Always love working with you. Marcus, it was super nice to meet you. I'd love to have you on the show. Please hit me up on Instagram. I'd love to bring you on. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your night. Tell James it was amazing meeting him. And
absolutely.
Tell it. What do we always say at the end?
Keep talking more. Stay who you are. And we'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Love you, Ken.
Great meeting
All
you,
right.
Ken. Thank you, brother.
Later, dude. Thank you for coming on. It was awesome.
I love that guy.
Yeah, Ken's freaking amazing. It's honestly because all of us are always so busy. It was a miracle that I even got 2 of y'all on here. The fact that I was able to get all of y'all on here and introduce a lot of you to each other, that means a lot to me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go see Spider-Man just to get to hang out with you guys.
That's awesome.
I'm getting ready to wrap up here. We'll go ahead and give our quick rankings, and then we'll get the hell out of here. What do y'all think?
Let's do it.
Mike, because I know your ranking's gonna be short. Go ahead and give your.
Okay, definitely last place. So, okay, these are the ones I've seen. I've seen the 3 originals, the Sam Raimi ones. I saw the last one, and I saw this one. Nothing in them. I haven't seen the Andrew Garfields. I really liked him in the last one, though. I thought that those Andrew Garfield movies were considered to be bad, but I thought he was really good. And what was the last one called? Going Home?
No Way Home.
No Way Home.
What do I know? But Spider-Man 3 is dead last. I will never forget the disappointment because I loved the first 2 so much. I was a kid when they came out and got to see each one. The disappointment of seeing Spider-Man 3 in IMAX at midnight at the greatest movie theater on planet Earth. Marcus, you might know what I'm talking about. The Lincoln Square Theater.
Nice. Yeah.
Have you been there?
Yeah. I saw what's the Matthew McConaughey, Samuel Jackson, Time to Kill there.
Oh my god, dude, that is like my favorite Matthew McConaughey.
Movie.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's old school. That's when it was like the Sony theater.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a core memory of mine. That was a good time.
Ooh, that's a
Yeah.
long sit too.
What's that?
I said that was a long sit.
It was a great
worth
film.
it. I love that.
Oh,
movie.
great! Oh,
Great
it was
film.
great.
Great film.
Kiefer Sutherland, dude, that might be his like best performance. Top 3 best performances too.
I thought it was one of Samuel L. Jackson's also.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
I want
could.
to rewatch it now. I love that movie.
And I think that was McConaughey's like first big film too. Like I know he did like Texas Chainsaw, and then I think his next one was
I
Time to
use-
Kill.
I use his monologue, his closing argument speech every time I have an audition and I can bring a monologue. That's the one I use.
Dude, that is awesome. That is
Awesome.
perfect. That is a perfect one. All right.
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry. Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is last, even though it still has Tobey Maguire. And then I would probably put this one, then No Way Home. That's what it's
There
called.
you go.
Which I loved. And I'm so torn between 1 and 2. I don't know. They're kind of tied for me because 1, I knew absolutely nothing about it going into it, and it was so good. But 2 is 2. I don't know. They're tied. I can't decide.
Well, just go with everyone else and put 2 at number 1.
Okay,
You
that's what
can't
I'm
go
gonna say.
wrong.
Okay, I was already leaning towards 1. That's why I'm gonna say 1 to just be like, I'm special.
There you go. All right, Marcus, what's your ranking, dude?
So I'll be quick. Like Mike, Spider-Man 1 means a lot to me because of when it came out. I think X-Men was the first batch of superhero films that we got at that time outside of Blade. So I couldn't wait for Spider-Man. However, Spider-Man 2 is my number 1. Brand New Day is number 2 for me. Number 3 would be Spider-Man, the first one, and then number 4 would be No Way Home. 5 would be Amazing Spider. What's the first Andrew Garfield?
The Amazing Spider-Man.
The Amazing Spider-Man. And then after Amazing Spider-Man, it would be Far From Home, followed by Amazing Spider-Man 2, and last is Spider-Man 3. That's my ranking. Did I put them all? Did I get them all?
You mentioned Homecoming, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't. Did I say Homecoming? Maybe I didn't.
I don't think you did.
I would put Homecoming. All right, so Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Spider-Man 2, Brand New Day, Spider-Man.
No Way Home.
Then so No Way Home, Homecoming.
Then Chasm 1.
Yep.
Okay.
The rest. Yep.
Me and you damn near had the same exact list. Like switched like 2 of them, and we pretty much got it.
Nope.
So I'm gonna go from my worst to best.
Okay.
So my least favorite is Far From Home,
Wow.
and then Homecoming, and then The Amazing Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man 3. People are gonna tear me up for my ranking, bro. And then Chasm 2 is my number 5. And then No Way Home is my number 4. And then Spider-Man 2002 is my number 3. And then Brand New Day is my number 2. And then Spider-Man 2 is my number 1.
Wow, you got Spider-Man 3 up there.
Yeah, Spider-Man 3 is my number 6. Chasm 2 is my number 5.
You liked I definitely think Chasm 2 was better than Spider-Man 3. So you really don't like the Tom Holland films out of all the Spider-Man movies.
I told you, Homecoming went up for me, but Homecoming used to be my least favorite.
Wow.
Do people suddenly like the Andrew Garfield movies? Because I thought I had always heard they were supposed to be.
Everyone's
really bad.
always hated them, and now I don't think it's people like the movies. I think it's people are coming more around on Andrew. on his Spider-Man.
Yeah,
He was
I think,
awesome in
it's
last
definitely regained popularity in a good way since.
So it's sort of like the prequels of Star Wars.
Dude, I
well,
got the
yeah.
I got the coolest Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Blu-ray set. So it's like this cool cover and it's like the thin book, but it's a magnet book. And then you open it up and it's them two. And it's just like the coolest looking crap ever.
That is kind of sick.
Oh damn!
So some of my ranking has to do with what they did with the characters in those movies. Like Venom deserved better.
Oh
And then also, I guess that was sort of like Hobgoblin deserved better. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. Rhino was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But they didn't do him any justice in Craven either.
No.
But I don't know. That's the great thing about these movies is you can kind of be all over the place on the spectrum. And I also think I want to be clear for your fans that comment is, when you rank these movies, we're ranking them against the other Spider-Man movies, not like movies of all time. So when you say this is here, it's not because it's the most amazing thing in the world or the shittiest thing in the world. It's just based on ranking them against the other Spider-Man movies.
Right, and these aren't like definitive lists. These are just our lists and our opinions. And I do want to see whoever watches this or listens to it, please let us know your ranking down below. I know I got a couple of hot takes in mine, but honestly, yeah, I know. But it's just how the movies I grew up on, and then some of them have changed the older I get. I'm sure they'll keep changing, but
Yeah.
my top two, I'm pretty sure my top three are very definitive. I don't think the only one in my top three that might move is Brand New Day, and it'll probably move up. I'm serious. Like it might beat Spider-Man 2. I don't know. Maybe not.
If it hasn't
Great.
yet, I don't think it will.
Well, I gotta see it again. I've only seen it once.
Ah,
But I was very like aware, like because sometimes watching a movie can be a very passive experience,
sure.
and so I was making sure it wasn't. I was enjoying it, but I was making sure I was taking in as much as I could and remembering, and I'm remembering a lot of it, and that's almost rare for me to remember a movie completely on first sitting, but this one's actually stuck with me pretty good. So yeah, guys, that is my Spider-Man episode. We went all over the damn place. I've lost 2 out of the 5 members here. And all good and fun though. I love those guys. Obviously I love my dad. I love Ken. Ken has become like one of my best friends, and you two have also become like my best friends. Y'all are like damn near family to me. So I
Aw.
appreciate everything y'all have done for me. I'm glad I got to introduce y'all to each other. It means a
Yes,
lot that
dude,
all of you came on.
Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Mike, it was great meeting you, bro.
So great meeting you.
You just got a new subscriber to your channel.
Yes, you too. I gotta type
All
yours
good,
in,
brother.
and you will in a minute.
I will have
I snuck
everyone's
while we were taking a break.
I'll have everyone's links down in the descriptions below. Also, I tend to forget. I try to whenever I put your link, Marcus, in the description. I always try to put the link to your movie down in the description. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I do it.
Well,
But
don't now
You have a
because
movie?
I removed it from YouTube because it's about to go on a streaming service.
oh yeah, that's right. Where's it
What's the
going?
movie?
So I wrote and produced a film called Hurt in Private. It's a short, but it's a long short. And I had it on YouTube, but I removed it because we're about to put it on a streaming service. So I'll let you
Where's
know,
it?
Mike.
That's awesome.
Where's
I
it
appreciate
going?
it, man. Thanks. And we're about to start working on the sequel here, hopefully soon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah. I'll send you
It's
the
dope.
information. Hey, and you too, Mike. I'll make sure you know where to find it.
Yes.
All right. Awesome.
I'm
Well,
not
yeah,
saying
thank-
because we're still working it out. So
All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys, and again, thank you to Ken and my dad. If they were to rewatch this and listen, just want to say thank y'all again. I'll definitely text y'all. You too, thank you once again for coming on. Thank you everyone who showed up and listened to this. If you haven't already, please go and subscribe to everyone on this panel. All their stuff will be down in the description below. All their social medias, all their channels, everything is down there. So go follow, go sub. Also, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel and subscribe or follow me on Spotify and Apple Podcast. I'm on all 3 platforms. Yeah, guys, this was super fun, and I can't wait to do this again.
Same, brother.
Thanks for
Thank you so
having
much
me.
for having us, man. For real, dude. This was a blast.